All right, y'all. Welcome to Sports Debaters with Weezy in July. We got a very good episode for y'all today. Weezy couldn't be in here today, but I'm gonna go ahead and hold it down. We got my co-host from Hanging with July and Will, Brandon Wilkinson. We got my cousin Jacoby Robinson, and we got your boy, the most entertaining guy in sports debaters, Max. We're gonna go ahead, Max. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, they know me as the most electrifying man in sports debater. So I'm here today just to give you some insight on basketball as a whole, So I thank y'all for having me more than anything, but my name is not important. It's really not. What is important is these topics we discussing today. So that's my intro. I'm done. I ain't gonna get into it.
All right, cuz, tell us a little bit about yourself, cuz.
Man, I'm Jacoby. I'm a sports fan. I'm a Lakers fan, Yankees fan. Man, you win some, you lose some. I'm just looking forward to being enlightened today. That's all I'm trying to see.
That's what's up. Last but not least, my co-host from Hanging with July, Will go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, man. Look, back again, man. Happy to be here. Think it's gonna be a good show, man. But really, dude, I'm really just here to think, give some insight, looking outside the box and stuff. You know what I mean? Throw a little curveball in there every now and again. Just to provide another angle that people don't really take most times. But I'm looking forward to sharing the camera with the most electrifying man, man. Maybe my ratings will go up a little bit too.
Love.
All right, hey, we're gonna jump right into it. Really popular topic. I want to talk about this championship that the Lakers just won. LeBron, AD, Rondo, Dwight Howard. Really impressive. Basically, took out the team that made Milwaukee look suspect. So, to y'all, what does this championship do for LeBron legacy? I'm gonna start with you first, Will.
Oh man, okay, cool. Well, to me, I don't think it impacted it that much. I think it would have impacted it more if it would have lost. I'll put it to you like that. I think LeBron is pretty much solidified as some people want to say the GOAT, some people might put him at 2 or 3. I don't think anything he can do in his career right now would drop him out of third place, if that makes sense. However you view LeBron, if you view him better than Jordan, better than Kareem, or if you view him after those two, or whatever the case may be, I believe he's right there. But I do believe this championship solidified him at 2 for sure. Whether that's if you want Jordan or if you want LeBron at 1, I do think this championship catapulted him over Kareem. Now this is just NBA. I'm not talking about because Kareem the totality of his basketball career, that expands past the NBA. I don't think anybody touching Kareem. But as far as NBA, you can't drop LeBron lower than 2 after this championship.
All right, what about you, Cuz? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, this for a championship, I think it just kind of like made everybody feel the way they already felt. If you felt like he was on top of the mountain, that's one of the things that you could be like, see what I said? I mean, if he lost, then you would have been like, I told you so. But I think it just showed what LeBron does, man. It's like he put himself in good situations. But as far as like the totality of it, that's why I said it's like it's only an asterisk. I wasn't trolling. It's only an asterisk if LeBron won because he the only person if it win, it's like an all-time legacy type play conversation. Where 4 rings didn't mean that much to anybody else who won more than 4. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't take nothing away from him. And I feel like everything he accomplished, he could never be looked at no less than 3. But I don't think he could ever surpass Jordan. I think that
Okay.
sports championship actually did was show that like no matter what you think, he not surpassing Jordan no time soon.
Okay. Well, before I get your opinion on the Max, I'm going to go ahead and give mine right quick. Uh, as especially this about me, Jacoby. We've been at it for years and years and years. I had Jordan as the GOAT before this championship. I really did. Ask anybody on sports debates, I will hard down argue you down Jordan over LeBron. But this championship right here did it for me. Like It did it for me. I got LeBron as the GOAT now. I mean, you can't argue against going to 3 different franchises and winning 3 different championships. And especially, I was never the type of person who been like, oh, he played with this, or oh, Jordan played against that. I was just all about production. I mean, you can't control when you're born. You can't control who you play against. You only can control what you do in the game. And what LeBron has done, with all the stats and all the awards and this 4th championship, 4th Finals MVP with 3 different teams, basically saying you give this guy another All NBA caliber player, he gonna get it done. Like simple as that. Give him an All NBA player, he gonna get it done. Jordan had an All NBA player, Pippen, Kareem, Magic. You go down any great legacy, any great team or any great player that has a legacy like that has another All NBA teammate. That's why when people say, "Oh, he got Anthony Davis," everybody else had an All NBA teammate that's in the top 10. Everybody. So I think this championship right here submits LeBron as the GOAT. I mean, I want to hear what you got to say about this, Matt.
So basically, I'm a LeBron fan. Like I'm gonna just go ahead and say that I'm a LeBron fan. He came in the league in 2003. I was maybe a 5th grader or a 6th grader, something like that. No, you know, no older than a 7th grader, whatever age that is. So just me seeing him over a decade of me growing up, like you said, he produced, July. Like that's my biggest thing. The man produced, So you look at him in his first Cavs run, he was a producer. He produced. That young man took that team to a finals, how it ended, of course. But as far as legacy, you look at what's being passed down, what's being, what has he given to the game? For one, he's given the game 17 years. That's number one. But other than that, he's gave you a decorated career. Like the man is decorated with some of the GOATs. And I can't talk about that right now because that'll come up in the next segments, but he's decorated. Like he shows these kids that you don't have to be a sniper like everybody wants you to be, and just taking control of a game in that assassin type of role. He's passing on to these kids like I don't have to be the best shooter, but I can be a team player. I can rally a team, while doing me still. Because when you look at it, he's still 7, 8 assists per game over his 17 years, So his legacy, like Brandon said, B. Wilkes said, it's cemented. Number 1, 2, 3, and I can't get into that either right now. But 1, 2, 3, you moving him outside of 1, 2, 3, I won't call that hate, but you really don't know basketball if you're moving him outside of 1, 2, or 3, and that's solid. And I'll talk about 1, 2, and 3 later. But if you're moving LeBron outside of 1, 2, and 3, you don't know basketball. I'm sorry, because he's decorated. He's a winner. He's a champion. And I'll leave it at this. In 2000, I think it was 11 or 12. I'm not sure. It may be. It's either 10, 11, or 12. Somebody looked at me. It was before his first ring. Somebody looked at me and say, "Who the best, Kobe or LeBron?" And at that time, LeBron may have been the best producer, but you can't be the best in my eyes without some jewelry, without a few rings. He got that now. That was all I needed. Can you win, bro? All of the semantics and how he got it and, things of that nature. We could talk about that later, but he cemented himself top 1, 2, or 3. Anything less than that, let's talk for real.
All right, all right. I like that take. So yeah, it looks like we all got LeBron in the top 3, 3-ish through 5, however y'all want to do it. But just to get into our next segment, I want to talk about our top 10 players of all time. I'm gonna go ahead and go first because I basically have my top 10 memorized because I've been having the same top 10 for the last 3 years until recently LeBron won this championship. So I'm gonna start off with LeBron as the GOAT. I'm gonna go MJ. I'm gonna go Kareem. I'm gonna go Magic. Then I'm gonna go Wilt. And then for 6, I'm gonna go Bill Russell. Now, I have a tie for 7 and 8 because I just can't. I never could decide between Kobe and Shaq. So I got Kobe and Shaq tied with 7 and 8. And then with 9, I have Duncan. For 10, I got Larry Bird. Now, my list is not just predicated on championships, it's not just predicated on stats, it's not just predicated on awards. It's basically a combination of everything. Like, for example, Wilt number 5, even though he only got 2, his stats and his awards is so incredible. I mean, you gotta have him in the top 5 in my eyes. And he dominated. And the reason I got him above Bill Russell because even though Bill Russell got the rings when them two played each other, Wilt was the better player, but Russell had the better team. But you got to see them two play each other, and you got to see the result of them playing each other. So I got Wilt over Russell. As far as my other between Tim Duncan and Bird, I mean, Bird did come in the league as a power forward, as Wilk likes to say. So he kind of was a power forward, if you would say that. But I just think Tim Duncan was better overall. Just 15 all defensive teams. I mean, I don't know anybody else who got that. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back to you, Max. Well, who you got in your top 10? Who you looking at?
Okay, so I'll go ahead and let you know why Wilt didn't make my top 10, then I get into it. You never let, like you say, them two had amazing face-offs, and you can't let nobody get in your way that many times, regardless. So he kind of removed himself, like don't like he, Bill Russell, he on my list because of, like you say, that man was a hooper, but he didn't make this list just because you let somebody get in your way like that. But anyways, I got LeBron, Jordan, Kareem. Now them three, like I say, play with them how y'all want. The most decorated ever is gonna be Kareem when it comes to the basketball world as a whole. Play with them how you want. So from there, I got Kobe, number 4. I don't know. Some people don't mess with Kobe. I don't know why, but Kobe is a pure hooper. When I be getting on the clout, when I play with Leonard and I say he don't have a skill set, that's what I be meaning. Like when you look at somebody like Kobe, he found a way. He made a way regardless. So that's what I mean by that when I say the clout just ain't it. You can stop him somehow, some way. So after Kobe, I got Magic. Magic, I mean, just look at him. Like the way he played, it was crazy. It was just electrifying. No pun intended. It was crazy what this man did. And from there, I got another Laker, which is Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq is the most dominant force I ever seen that I could really see. I remember as a kid, I seen him versus the Iverson Sixers. It was just crazy what that man did to them dudes. And that, that's the only way I see him, like, just like how he blew my mind as a kid. I'm sorry, but Shaq up there. So then I got the last three is Larry Bird, Bill Russell, and Tim Duncan. So Larry Bird, the man was a hooper because I went and looked at it. I had to watch some games and just see why, he was so dominant. He was a hooper, point blank period. He was feisty, he was a hooper. So I had to put Larry Bird up there. Bill Russell, I can't lie. I didn't see much of Bill Russell. He's decorated for sure. Most, if winning was a person, he would be winning. But just so many little ants with Bill. But the game has evolved, so I had to put my man up there. It was like out of him and Wilt, and of course, you gotta win. And then last but not least, I got Timmy Duncan. They say he boring, all of that, but his basics, his foundation is what got him there. He's not as high as like the Kobe's because he had a pretty sweet career compared to the team LeBron was on when he got in there, or these people who really lifting their team up as soon as they get on the squad. So Timmy kind of had it. He was predecessor to his predecessor was a legend. So things of that nature. But that's my 10. So LeBron, Jordan, Kareem, like I said, y'all can do what y'all want with that. And then Kobe, Magic, Shaq, Larry, Bill, Duncan.
Okay. All right, Will. What you looking like, Will?
All right, man. I think most lists gonna look kind of the same, man. With the top three is gonna be kind of the same names, maybe different ordering. Now we talking right now. I got LeBron still. I got Jordan still number one, but LeBron right there. And I'm also a LeBron fan too. But I don't know, man. Jordan just, I don't know. And maybe it's just that Jordan effect. I don't know. But I will say I do believe LeBron will pass him up by the time he retires. I mean, we acting like LeBron don't have another 3-4 years, like, balling at the top of his game. You know what I'm saying? And then you're looking at if he just want to turn into a point guard and facilitate. I mean, you're still looking at high level IQ. He still can facilitate the ball. Court vision, ridiculous. Communication skills, ridiculous. A great team leader. So, I mean, I don't know when this man might play T50, man. I don't know. But anyway, that's beside the point. I got Jordan, LeBron, Kareem. I got Magic at 4, man. I got Magic 4, Kobe 5. I got Bill Russell at 6, Shaq at 7. I got Tim Duncan over Bird and Wilt. And I think Tim Duncan, I think universally he's recognized as the best power forward ever. But I don't think he get a lot of love from a lot of people as far as a top 10 guy. I think if you poll a lot of people would forget about Tim Duncan because the man boring. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody was like, look, man, they got to make a documentary about Duncan. Yeah, cool. I would love to see some of his stuff, but I know it's going to be boring, though. Like I'll probably fall asleep. But it's weird, man. It's a weird dynamic with him. I got Bird 9 and Wilt 10. This is why I have Wilt so low. I look at it differently than you, Kenny, bro, because I'm going to keep it real. If LeBron only had 2 rings right now, a lot of people wouldn't have LeBron top 5. They're going to talk about how all these people kept LeBron from getting a ring. So I agree. I agree with Max because it was, 8 teams in the league? 8, and you dominated your matchup to your point, but, man, you got to get it done. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be having the same conversation if we talking, man, LeBron got 2 rings. Man, we showed this man top 10. Yeah, he got the stats. Because you got boys talk about all the time, man, LeBron stat pad and LeBron doing this. Well, man, look, them that 100-point game, all these points this man putting up, these rebounds, man, look good. But is it propelling you, you know what I'm saying, the championships? I don't know. Like, Wilt for his time, man, he was a bucket. And then he a noob too. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the noobs. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's my 10, man. That's my 10. I think I got the best 10. No disrespect to y'all. That's how I'm running with it.
Hey, before I get into my cousin top 10, I just want to say something about Tim Duncan and disrespect that he get. I remember watching that show with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, they podcast with Stephen A. Smith. When Steven Jackson asked Stephen A. Smith, if you switch Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett, would Kevin Garnett have them 5 rings? And Stephen A. Smith said no. And I agree with him. And the reason why I agree with him, because he said Tim Duncan was humble enough to follow his coach lead, follow Coach Pop. And basically, since he followed Coach Pop, all the rest of the players follow Coach Pop. And KG didn't have that mindset. KG in his early years, he was thinking about being the big ticket.
Right.
And that wouldn't have got it done for San Antonio. So Coach Pop getting Tim Duncan was probably the best thing that ever happened to him because he had a humble superstar. Right. And if you notice, as soon as Tim Duncan left, the team stopped being so humble, talking about Kawhi. And that's why I think Tim Duncan is one of the greatest leaders that we've seen in the NBA because of his humbleness. Not taking pay cuts. I'm talking about his humbleness to follow the coach lead, from the very start. Like Phil Jackson had to earn MJ respect, but when Tim Duncan came in the league, he knew he was the best player. He automatically gave Pop his respect from the beginning, and that's why I like Tim Duncan. Like,
hey, could I interject something real quick? This is something I like to say all the time, bro. The thing with Tim Duncan, you got a thermometer and you got a thermostat, bro. Tim Duncan is a thermostat that control the air in the environment. All the thermometer does is read, what the temperature is. he changed that environment in San Antonio. And you seen what happened whenever he left. The environment is different. It's the same way with Jimmy Butler, because people can argue wherever they want to argue Jimmy Butler, but I think he catapulted himself this year based on the culture that's out there in Miami. You know what I'm saying? So it takes more than just a skill set. It takes more than just a skill set on the court, man. It involves the mental aspect, the ability to lead a team. All of that stuff is all inclusive. And I mean, I agree with you. When you include all of that together, Tim Duncan is that guy, man. KG, as great as he is, as great as he was, the skill set that he had, the bag that he had, whatever terminology you want to use, I just don't believe he would have meshed in that culture with Pop.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So I just want to say two things about Timmy. Timmy just had a great supporting cast from coach to players, and that's why he's so low on my mind. I mean, on my list. But no disrespect to him at all. But everybody on my list, they put up points as well. And like Timmy, he just had so much, man, from day one. He just had so much support, like from getting that leadership from the greats on down to finally getting a upcoming star, Leonard. He just had the most to work with, and that's why he just, my number 10, because he decorated, but he had a lot. He can't go too much higher. Like, he had a lot to work with. You can't fail with that type. Like, when the cards fall like that, how can you fail? Plus, with your skill set and your intangibles, you can't fail. But carry on.
I like it.
All right.
I think that's easier said than it actually is the reality, though. It's like all this talk about it, like that support cast, how can you fail easily? It's like it's a lot of people who go to teams where you just think it's gonna automatically fit. I didn't think when the Pistons beat the Lakers in the finals with Karl Malone and Gary Payton, how could you fail and not win a championship with all that talent, young and old people in their prime, or people a little bit past their prime? It's easy to say, how can you not fail after the fact? You know what I'm saying? So it's just easier to say what Tim Duncan had when you look at how successful he is for so long, but he played for so long, you can't blame everything on the supporting cast. He had to lift them, and he had to kind of put people in position. Some of it is that someone was talented, but he put them in position to flourish. So they was able to develop on their own time instead of being rushed. So he was a good person to have as a leader as a team. So that's how I look at Duncan. And I don't think he disrespected in the top 10, because I don't think people really argue the top 10 too often. Everybody top 10 different. It's like the argument really, but like between your top 3 to 5 players. That's when you start arguing who should be in there, who should not be in there. Once it get through 6 through 10, it's kind of like, well, who your favorite players are?
Right. That's good.
You feel me?
That's true.
But it's like on my top
who your
10.
Top 10, yeah, who your top 10?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like I got Jordan in 1, and then it's the other 9 players. They're not even in order. And Jordan not even my favorite player all the time. I got Jordan at 1 because I just feel like he separated himself. So even if he's not my favorite, what he did as far as the change of the game, as far as like the way he was able to put eyes on it, everything in the game that he was actually able to do, what was his flaw? You might disagree on how he might have did a play, but what can you say he lacked in his skill set?
Nothing.
And when it came to intangibles, it's like, let's be clear, he came to a team that nobody even took serious, won championship, and then when he was gone for real, they were never the same. So when people talk about what LeBron does when he leave a team, well, Jordan franchise was never good before that, and after that, they were never really that good. So I got Jordan number 1, and then the rest of my 9 players, I got Wilt, which I think when you put up them kind of stats, it's hard for me to argue that. And you played in the 60s, and I still hear about you today. So you automatically top 10 to me. Bill Russell, you got that kind of resume where they named the Finals MVP award after you. How am I not say that you're not in the top 10? I got Kobe. I got Bird. I got Magic, who came in and then he went Finals MVP as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a 6'9" point guard. So that was the first time you seen that kind of height on a point guard. So it's like I got him, I got Duncan, and that's pretty much my list.
And Kareem.
Yeah, Kareem. Yeah,
I think only named 9. Yeah, Kareem.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Kareem.
I think everybody got the exact same amount of play. I mean, the same players, just different order. So we kind of on the same page with that. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the best topic for last, which I think is the best topic. The the top 10 players coming in the NBA, starting the NBA season next year. We're gonna just start with 5 at first, the top 5. Then we're gonna get into our next 5. Even though I have LeBron as the GOAT, I don't have him as the best player in the NBA. I think the best player in the NBA didn't even play this season. That's Kevin Durant. I got him as the best player in the NBA. I think that's the only player I've seen in the NBA Finals that actually outplayed LeBron this first time with Golden State, and basically put a dagger in LeBron in that game 3 to actually close the series. And when Kevin Durant come back, I'm excited to see how he coming off an injury. So I got Kevin Durant number 1. I did have Giannis number 2. I did have him number 2. But after the second straight year the playoffs were not coming up, I had to take him out. I had to put LeBron back in that spot at number 2. I got Kawhi number 3. I put Giannis number 4. And number 5, I know I'm gonna get some backlash from this. People say I'm living in the moment or whatever, blah blah blah. But I got Jimmy Butler number 5 because of the fact that this guy, he been getting a bad rep everywhere he go, in Chicago, in Minnesota, in Philly. But when he was in Chicago, they went to the playoffs. When he was in Minnesota, the only time with Karl-Anthony Towns, they went to the playoffs. When he was with Philly, he was a lucky Kawhi shot from going into overtime to possibly getting into the Eastern Conference Finals. And now he comes to Miami. Basically, he get them to the final. So basically, if you that player that's elevates your game in the playoffs, I think that's worth a lot. So I got Jimmy Butler, and of the finals until Game 6 of the finals, until the first 5 games, him and LeBron was tat for tat. Like him and LeBron was tat for tat. Like they wasn't guarding each other all the time. But as far as points, rebounds, assists, like they was tat for tat. And nobody since LeBron been in the finals been tat for tat with him when it comes to points, rebounds, and assists. And Jimmy Butler was there. So I got Jimmy Butler number 5. Wilk, I want to hear from you first on this one, man.
All right, so next season, we just stopping at 5 right now, right?
Yeah, stopping at 5, yeah.
Man, I got LeBron number 1, man. I get it. KD doesn't have a weakness in his game, man. He's a 7-footer looking like a guard. I get it. He's also coming off an Achilles injury. And I just seen LeBron. You know what I'm saying? I just seen LeBron a week ago, whatever. I know what LeBron bringing next season. That's why I'm skeptical about putting KD at number 1. So with that being said, LeBron 1, KD number 2. My third person, man, I'm tired of this man getting disrespected. I don't even like him. Like Curry number 3. This man coming back. Curry number 3. I'm looking at the list right now. Like, how many of these guys got back-to-back MVPs? I mean, Giannis just did it. LeBron did it too, didn't it? LeBron got back-to-back MVPs.
He did it twice.
In Miami, right?
No, the first time he did it with Cleveland was 09 and 10, and then he did it with Miami in 12 and 13 or 11, something like that. I know he got 2 back-to-back in Cleveland and 2 back-to-back in Miami.
So I'm looking at the list, and there's only 3 guys that did that. LeBron, Steph, and Giannis. Man, look, boys gonna put some respect on Steph's name here, man. I don't like him. I can't stand him when he do the little biting the mouthpiece and the little shimmy. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but I got Giannis number 4, and really and truly, Giannis really could be higher, because one thing I will say, he scrubbed out in the playoffs, but Giannis is one of the hardest working guys you got. He's definitely gonna improve his game. We forget how young this dude is. And then I got Kawhi at number 5. The only reason why I got Kawhi at 5 is because he ain't gonna play that many games, cuz.
Hey,
I'm not gonna be
man,
real. Like,
that man cheating the fans, man. Hey, that man cheating the fans.
that's my 5, man.
All right, Kobe, what you got, Kobe? I want to hear from you next, man.
First of all, I ain't gonna lie, I love Steph, but what it is that he's too small. So it's like if his team can't do like enough, he's too small to overcome that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of players, once they're great, they can will their teams to a lot. Steph can only do so much, you know what I'm saying, because of his. So that's the only reason he's not in my top 5, but I'm excited to see him. But I'm going to say LeBron, because LeBron, every year, he just know how to either make the team that he on work, or he know the adjustments that need to be made. So I got to account for that. I got LeBron. I don't pick on Giannis as much as everybody else. I don't think he peaked yet. And it's like because he had such a big leap at one time, I think that gave people reason to criticize him harder. When like he's really advancing a lot, offensive, defensive, and he didn't come in the league and people talking about, oh, he a playmaker, and he is the playmaker for his team. So I gotta respect that. I can't be too critical of that. Somebody who's still growing. So I got them 3. I got Kevin Durant because he in a whole new situation. So I don't know how that's gonna go. I can't really like call it yet, but I know he gonna be able to make moves. And 5, just like you said with Kawhi, like I don't know if he could play that many games, but I think he got a bad rep. It's like, man, the Clippers was messing around, man. But he looked like he was playing business, man. So it's like I know a lot of people won't be like, well, look, he had that bad game 7. But even all the other losses, man, that wasn't Kawhi. That was more so like, Doc, you should have been able to control your team better. You should have known when to stop the bleeding, and you get too much credit for your championship pedigree for you not to be like, all right, call this timeout, Kawhi, get in if that's what we got to do. So it's like he overcame a lot, but he don't play enough for me to put him above that 5th spot, and I'm showing love with number 5.
Okay. All right, Max, what you got?
Yeah, like I agree with the LeBron number 1. Where is his decline? Show me where he gonna fall off at. That's what I'm waiting on. Like he gonna be number 1 until I see that point blank period. KD, I got him number 2. KD, pure hooper. He got a mile range wingspan. The man could pull up from 100 feet. KD, that dude. And this all 100. This all coming back at least in peak form a little bit because them injuries crazy. So AD coming back number 3. He about to improve. He on the peak of his career. Point blank. KD, look out for him. He about to emerge into that dude that he should have been a few years ago, but now he got that leadership. Nah, these is why 4 and 5 kind of fell down to me because Greek coming back, but he coming back, and if everybody, KD, LeBron, and AD, what I want them to be, he won't be able to reach their level this year, but he gonna peak because, like y'all said, I think he like 23, 24, something like that. Man, Greek about to something like that. Right, because Greek about to get a shot. Like, I ain't talking about no 3-pointers, but Greek about to add like a little shot, a little floater, a little signature move or something. I'm telling you, the man work ethic crazy. I don't know what he gonna add, but Greek about to really expand him. Of course, he D up always. But then number 5, I got Leonard. And, I gave Leonard number 5, like y'all say, off of just, he showed something. He showed something compared to these other 5 guys. They've showed some, but Claw, he gonna D up. Claw gonna do him. He's efficient, with his skill. If he come back with a little skill set, Claw could really take some stuff over. You don't lose against Denver if Claw was to do that, Kobe. Well, he had the skill set of Kobe. Claw don't lose if he had that type of skill set, Claw and Greek, they're so fundamental, they're so efficient, but they gonna have to expand. Like they gonna have to get in the gym and work. And Greek got time, of course, but that's my 5. LeBron, KD, AD, Greek, and Clark.
Hey, most electrifying man, can I ask you something real quick though?
What's up, boss?
You said something about Kawhi Leonard's skill set. and that was the difference between him and Kobe. I don't even think it's the skill set. I think it's the mentality. And that's what I'm saying. It's like he can't push his team. It's like Kawhi done added something the last couple of seasons. Like I seen him dribbling one day. I said, when Kawhi Leonard got a handle? I don't remember saying this about 3 years ago. It's like he could get to a spot. He got a good pull-up, mid-range game. Like I seen his mid-range numbers. They was crazy. But it's like if you just quiet and you can't fire up your team, that's part of the game. And that's part of being the man. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't be considered the best, because you can't push your teammates to meet you where you need to be met. It ain't his skill set. It's his mentality and his night. He can't push it.
His intangibles. Makes sense.
Yeah.
He gotta add something. Either be more vocal, something, because that Denver loss was heartbreaking. But
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Hey, I speak on Giannis right quick. Something hit me when you were just saying this, Jacoby, when you're saying Giannis didn't come in the league like LeBron, when he was the #1 overall pick. You know, he was just this. I think he was top 10, top 12, something like that, or whatever. But if you look at his career,
man.
17.
I think he was like 17.
Like
I was mad when the Hawks didn't go get that boy.
Not even in the lottery. He wasn't a lottery pick.
He wasn't a lottery pick, man. He was back there like 17 or something.
Okay, so if you look at Giannis' career and you look at how LeBron came to the league, the chosen one, #1 overall pick over Darko Miller, Wade, and Bosh or whatever. You know, he came in the league King James. But his last 2 years in Cleveland, he went to play Orlando. They lost in the conference final. Next year they played Boston, lost in the semifinals. One MVP. He won both those MVPs that year. The same way Giannis, lost in the conference finals against Toronto. One MVP. Next year, lost in the semi, one MVP. That's Giannis. So basically, the only difference between Giannis and LeBron is, and LeBron, Giannis didn't come in with that hype. So maybe by the time he's 27, 28, he might be the best player in the league, but he's just not it. He's just not it right now. But how his career looking is going into as in stat wise. I'm not gonna say championship wise, but stat wise, he's gonna have a career like LeBron. Do y'all agree with that?
I agree, but I also think it's because of how the era that we in.
Oh.
I totally disagree. He will not have a LeBron James decorated career at all. Like the MVPs is pretty and all, you know, but he will not. And you know, that's just opinion. We'll have to see who right a decade from now, but he won't. He won't. Like Greek work hard, things of that nature, but no matter how much muscle mass you put on, things of that nature, when you got it, you know, you just got it. And Greek developed his. Like when LeBron came in the league, he was just it, you know, carrying people. But Greek had to turn into this type of guy. You know, LeBron developed to kind of elevate his greatness, but Greek is being elevated to just what LeBron was when he first came in.
But it's the way the team drafted and the way the team developed around you, right? So when you drafted as a #1 pick, you drafted for a team to build around you. So it's like, even when Giannis got picked, he wasn't picked to be starred upon. So it's like, even the way that he moving up is kind of quicker than LeBron, because he ain't had that kind of range. So it's like he would have put up more assist numbers early in his career, maybe. But it's because of like where he was drafted and what they drafted him for.
I mean, Cleveland had the #1 pick for a reason. Them ball was sad. Greek went what, 15, 16. So he went somewhere in that range. Because I'm a Hawks fan, man, and I wanted that boy to come to us. Like, I ain't gonna say I saw this type of potential in the dude, but I was like, man, for the people that we took Marvin Williams #2 1 year, man. That's how I feel. You know, we took Marvin Williams, I think, over Chris Paul and Darren Williams. Anyway, I ain't gonna get into all that.
Carolina.
Listen. I don't even think he was starting in North Carolina. We took that boy #2. You know, so I ain't gonna express my frustration on this though. So what I'm saying is, Greek did a great job of developing, man. But that Cleveland team was sad, man. Like LeBron came into a terrible situation. I'm not saying Greek came into a great situation, but Milwaukee wasn't about to build around Greek right then and there. They didn't really know what they had. They took a chance. They took a chance on somebody that worked hard. So I do believe by the time his career over, he gonna do numbers. Now, whether that translates to championships, we gonna see, because he gonna have to develop a consistent, at least a consistent mid-range elbow jumper or something like that. Or to your point, a nice little floater or something. He gonna have to develop something, because when the game slows down and you're not in transition, teams are learning how to defend this guy. So he gonna have to develop something. But regular season numbers, he gonna do work in the regular season. Like, cut it out. Like the man gonna do work. Like Greek might average 28, 13, and 5 for his career. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not out of the question. But man, what you gonna do in the postseason, man? Like, and I know he probably working right now. The man work ethic is probably unmatched in the league, outside of maybe like the whole Miami Heat team. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I like Greek, but we gotta see that man come back with that midi, man. He come back with that midi. And last thing, we talk about how young Greek is and how he can still develop. Anthony Davis only 1 year older than this man. Like AD young too. And I think that's slept on, man. AD 1 year older than this man, dog. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, but
Hey, I'm glad-
AD won't
glad you
develop
said
into
that.
another type of player. Like, you done maxed out what Anthony Davis gonna do.
Oh yeah, I mean his skill set is maxed out. But what I'm saying is, we know, like, if I'm going into a game right now, I think Anthony Davis is a harder player to defend than Giannis, just because of the skill set, just because of the bag.
Because of who he played with, because he played with LeBron. So you can't really. I watched Anthony Davis in New Orleans, and statistically he did well, but he couldn't carry nobody nowhere. And then it's not like teams were doubling him up and like forcing the ball out his hand. It's like he quick, but he not quicker than a guard or anything like that.
Yeah, I agree
So
with
it's like it's certain things to where it's like he good for a big man, but he's still limited to being a big man.
So I'm
Like, that's the way I look at
talking
Anthony
about,
Davis. I just don't feel like he could dominate any more than he has.
but Giannis not doing anything either, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's carrying them boys to great records, but when the game slow down, in my opinion, and it's all opinionated, but it's based on what I see in a half-court offense. When the game slow down in the playoffs, I think Anthony Davis is more effective than Giannis. You can't build a wall because of the skills.
I don't disagree with you, but that's why I say I think it's more so because Anthony Davis played with LeBron. And what's the thing about Anthony Davis led the Lakers in every stat? And what was the reason that LeBron was still looked at as the MVP? Because he led them in them stats, because LeBron could put you in position, and he's smart enough to make it to where like your shots will come easier. So I think even in a half-court game, Anthony Davis is more effective than Giannis now, because somebody can put him in the position where it's like, you ain't got to overthink it. I'm going to make sure you get it when you need it. I don't think Anthony Davis just like that on his own.
Oh man, I agree with that. The mindset different. Anthony Davis does not have a Greek freak mindset. I agree with you right there. I do think Anthony Davis is the more skilled player, though.
Yeah, I ain't gonna argue.
Hey, I'm glad y'all brought up Anthony Davis, because I'm gonna start off my bottom 5, and that's my MVP next year. Anthony Davis, number 6. I think he winning MVP next year. I think winning the championship boosts his confidence even more. I think he's gonna come out. He's gonna average 30 next year, 30 and 10, and he's gonna win MVP. I got Anthony Davis, number 6. Wilk, I got your boy Steph, number 7.
Hey,
I don't know, man. He got. I know that's not your boy, but you say man, I know he got 2 MVPs. You know what I'm saying? I know he got these championships, but man, I just got him number 7. I don't see him better than those above 6 players I just named. I mean, even when he came back last year for those couple of games, I mean, Golden State was still sad. With him and Draymond, Golden State was sad. So I mean, I got stuff number 6. I changed my bottom 3 up a little bit because I had to think about it. But for number 8, I got Dame. I think what I seen in the bubble from Dame, not including the playoffs, but what I seen in the bubble, how he fought to get Portland in the playoffs was some great performances. he been good, but he been just been overshadowed. That's the only thing. I think him and Steph, the same player, except Steph got championship. That honestly, I mean, to be honest, I think they're the same player, except Steph just got championship. Steph got Klay Thompson. I mean, dang, CJ McCollum, don't get me wrong. CJ McCollum is a great player. He could be on an all-star team if he was in the Eastern Conference. But he don't compliment Dame like Klay compliment. And so I got Dame right there. Then I got Luka after Dame. I think Luka had an excellent year. Did he win most improved player? Yeah, Luka. And then I went ahead and went with your boy. Well, I went with your boy Jokic, number 10, because I think he gets better and better every year. He basically the point guard for that Denver team. He lead them in scoring as well, lead them in rebounding, and he's not athletic. He just know how to ball. That's it. And it showed how he got him to the Western Conference Finals. The white gave him a little trouble, but I think Jokic gonna get better. But I got him going into this next season, top 10. I want to hear from you first, Max. This time, what you got?
No doubt. So I agree with B Wilk on Curry. Curry is the most electrifying man. You know, little small man. He electrifying, point blank. That injuries do that to everybody. You know, but I got him number 6 because like y'all say, Curry can't just will no team. Like he can't. He's limited. But Curry coming back and he gonna cut up. That's my man. Of course I got number 7, James Harden. Harden just a pure hooper. I mean, you know, like, cause I doubted Harden. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I doubted Harden. I thought Harden was gonna have a little slump right before them the MVP seasons, but he didn't. So Harden a hooper. He's a proven hooper, point blank. Then I got number 8. I got Luka. I'm sold on Luka because he came out hooping, you know, and the way he did them perimeter defenders, quote unquote, Paul George and Leonard. You know, if it's either they that sorry or he that good, and them boys can play defense, so they not that sorry. It's he's that good, so he proven, you know. And so then I got Joker because Joker got to learn how to work that new body weight. Like he slimmed down, so once he start developing, getting used to that, Joker gonna come back with a vengeance. And then number 10. All right, so let me say this. So of course, you know, I respect your Butler run, your Butler insert there, but let him do that when Ben Simmons and Embiid back healthy. Let him do that when that Durantula and that champion and Kyrie back. Let him run the East. Then I give him some. To then, nah, Butler out. I could have put in Westbrook though. You know Westbrook gonna come back hooping, but I think this is slump year. Kyrie, I could have put Kyrie here, but Kyrie, of course, he just I don't know how he gonna mesh with the Durantula because they both, you know, bullheaded. And then Embiid, I could have put Embiid here, but I'm tired of the process. Going from the eye test, Embiid just not it, fellas. I'm sorry. I trust the process for damn near a decade. I'm over. He's not it. He had a slump last year. Embiid, not your guy. Sorry. And then Bradley Beal, he's pure hooper, but he couldn't get number 10. Why? Because at the end of the day, his team is his team. It's his team.
I think I'm about to hear Jason Tatum. I don't know. I think that's what I'm about
to his Bill done. Like Bill gotta all I'm gonna say is Bill, if you're looking at this, leave, bro, and spare your prime years, big brother. And that's it. The boy averaging 30. And then the one that made it overall, and it could have been Tatum too, but I don't know. I gotta see something. But the one who got me is number 10, who gonna have a breakout season, who they all gonna sleep on, is Booker. It's gonna be Booker. Booker gonna lead the Phoenix Suns to a little playoff run this year. I'm telling you, that boy is something special. Like I always had my own Booker, but Booker about to lead that little team to a little special run. It might be 7, 8 seed or whatever, but my man is leading them to a run. I'm telling you, like y'all say, Dame and all of that. Dame, I mess with Dame, but Booker, we talking about next season. Yeah, we about to see yeah.
Hey,
that's it, Booker, y'all.
I want to respond to your Jimmy Butler thing and James Harden in particular. Don't get me wrong. James Harden has been a top 5 to 7 player these past years. I mean, stats wise, he's probably been the best player in the league, stats wise. But the reason I don't have James Harden in my top 10 is basically the reason I got Jimmy Butler in my top 10. Is because Jimmy Butler, and you saying you want to see him do that when Kyrie and Kevin Durant and all them they just beat the number 1 seed in 5 games. I mean, what more? I mean, Milwaukee was the best regular season team, and they just beat them in 5 games. I mean, what more? I mean, that's enough for me. So, and James Harden, he's unable to get. I mean, just a consistency. He's unable to elevate his team to get to the finals. And I think for me, it all started with game 6 in Houston against San Antonio without Kawhi Leonard. And you let Houston get blown out. That's where it started for me. That's where it started with his inconsistency in the playoffs. That's where it started. That game 6 in Houston, no Kawhi, and you let San Antonio blow your ass out. And he's just not able to elevate Houston to the finals. I mean, I don't know whether it was the coach or whatever. Kevin McHale, he was to blame at first. Now D'Antoni, he the scapegoat. Now sometimes Westbrook not getting the scapegoat, but the same person remains the same, James Harden. So I think actually he take a step back this year. Jimmy Butler elevate even more this year. That's why I got Jimmy Butler in my top 10 and not James Harden, because James Harden will take a step back.
I love it. I love it, big bro. I love it. And I'm going to just say this. You know, they are the number 1 team was the number 1 team in the East, but, you know, I'm just waiting for everybody to come back to peak form, because it's easy to shine when you playing against a bunch of Skip Baylesses, you know, until that Durantula and all of them real hoopers come. That's all I'm saying. The East is tainted right now in a major way. And the King left. Yeah, the East tainted, bro. So right now, you know, we got to wait.
I was tripping because, like earlier, when we was having the championship discussion, he said people won't bring in who LeBron played, though none of that matter. But now we talk about who didn't play for Jimmy Butler, and he beat the number 1 seed in 5 games. I don't think that's fair. We talking the fancies, but we split apart legends in their careers. The whole conversation is semantics. Let's be clear.
Right.
We talk how a nigga with 4 rings. We counted them 6 rings as like the standard forever. But because we like LeBron right now, well, you know, LeBron folk by him being the GOAT now, you know what I'm saying? So I would say my bottom 5, and Devin Booker overrated, I'm not gonna lie. The boy's a baller. He is a highlight. Can't lift his team to win. So it's like at that point, Trae Young could have been number 10. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to you.
Like, because I didn't have my first 5, Jimmy Butler. Like, Jimmy Butler shows you everything, skills and intangibles. And he was able to, like, not take a lot of shots and still be in control of the team. I seen Jimmy Butler shoot the ball 7 times from quarters 1 through 3. And then in the clutch, if he said, give me the ball, I don't care. Going Drivers had 30. They giving him that ball. So he got that kind of respect. He got to be in my top 10 for next year. I'm going to say Luka because his jump from that last season was so crazy. Porzingis might be able to come along a little bit better and help him out, and that's going to elevate him. James Harden, he getting too much. Yeah, it's the same song and dance. So, like, years, I can't give him no more excuse, so I can't put him in there. I'm going to say Ben Simmons because I feel like he either going to be the reason that Philadelphia go up or down. Or if you should blow up the team, it's depending on Ben Simmons. So just because of the impact, I'm going to say Ben Simmons in that top 10. Anthony Davis, to see if he could continue doing what he was supposed to do and not be the reason why they can't repeat. And I'm going to say Dame. Because this Dame last year not being James Harden. You already feel what I'm saying when I say that, huh? This gonna be the last year we get Dame the excuse that, you know, this happened and y'all was in this position. Next year, you either a superstar or you just ain't that tip. So this is last year So that's why I'm in my top 10 with him going into the next season.
All right, Will, what you got, Will?
Nah, I like that though. That was solid right there. Before I start, I'm coming for Jimmy Butler though. You know what I'm saying? I'm on record now. You can go back and look at the earlier podcast. You can search Brandon D. Wilkinson in the group. I'm on record. I call the Heat going to the finals. I'm on record saying this early on. I'm a believer in Jimmy Butler.
You're right.
I am a believer in Jimmy Butler. But when I look at the totality of the 2020 NBA playoffs, Jimmy Butler was the best player for the Miami Heat in the finals. In the finals. All right. When they played the Boston Celtics, I would say it was I'm getting them confused. They played the Celtics and they played the Bucks. Dragic was the best player in one of those series, and then Bam Adebayo was the best player in one. So I don't say that as a knock to Jimmy, because I believe Jimmy Butler and their Miami culture, it was a hand glove fit. Like, it was the perfect marriage. But what I'm saying is, when you're looking at the entire NBA season, we know who Jimmy Butler is. Jimmy Butler coming in next year, he's gonna give you 20 points, 6 rebounds, and probably 5 assists a game. Look at his career averages.
Hey, Will, I can ask you something right quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, and Kobe, you gonna like this, Kobe. Shout. You gonna like this right here, Kobe. So in the 2001 NBA playoffs, who was the best, without including the finals, who was the best player for the Lakers?
Shaq.
No.
Shaq.
No. Kobe Bryant was. Kobe Bean Bryant was the best players in the 2001 Western Conference playoffs. Shaq was the best player in the NBA finals. Sometimes that's just, if you really break it down, they had some playoff series that Scottie Pippen was better than Jordan. That's just how it goes sometimes. But the players who you rely on and who you count on, and the players who playing against LeBron, the players that's not scared of LeBron, that's who players I elevate. That's why I elevate Jimmy Butler.
Okay, but when you're looking at the totality of a season, what I'm saying is, because he elevated himself in the finals, that don't mean, okay, he elevated himself on a big stage. That don't mean he about to carry them ball through the whole season. Just listen to what I'm saying. I feel what you're saying. I totally get you.
You don't have to carry him. He don't have to carry him throughout the whole season because they got a team. He don't have to. If you don't have to do it, why do it?
Okay,
just be the player that you are when they. Be the player that you are when the team needs it.
Why? What was your argument why you didn't pick LeBron for your MVP? It was because he had another All-NBA player, Anthony Davis, correct?
Yeah, Anthony Davis was top 3. I mean, he was top 3 in Defensive Player of the Year award. I mean, he just had a great team.
Right. So I feel what you're saying. So what I'm saying is the fact that Jimmy, we don't even know if Jimmy gonna be the best player on his team next year. That could be Bam Adebayo, is what I'm saying. That don't mean that Jimmy Butler's not the closer. You could be the closer for a team and not be the best team, not be the best player the whole game. It was games in the playoffs where Dragic carried them boys, but then in the fourth quarter they gave the ball to Jimmy because Jimmy's their closer. That don't mean he was the best player for that series or that game. So that's all I'm saying. Like, I don't think if we going down strictly talent and you're looking at intangibles and everything else, Jimmy Butler is not a top 10 player in the NBA. He's in a great situation.
Why not is he not a top 10 player? And basically what I'm saying is, who was the best player for Miami Heat this year? Are you saying it was Goran Dragic? Are you putting that on record? Are you saying that?
No, I know Jimmy Butler was their best player. So now you're trying to twist words. Hey, you slick though. You slick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see that. You
try to climb them out on record.
So what I'm saying is, and you can pull Jimmy numbers, bro. Jimmy gonna give you 20, 6, and 5. That's great. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not slighting it. But what I'm saying is, Bam Adebayo, 22? He about to take a step.
Mm-hmm.
He about to take a step. You got Tyler. You got all these boys, man. Them boys about to take a step forward. That's not a knock on Jimmy Butler, bro. What I'm saying is, I'm just looking at the entire playoffs that just happened. Jimmy Butler was the absolute best player in the NBA Finals when they played the Los Angeles Lakers. Number one, he had to be because Dragic was hurt and Bam missed with a couple of games. So I'm not knocking Jimmy because I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan because I like him. He got it out the mud. So don't get me wrong on that. But when I'm talking about top 10, man, I'm looking at somebody that's elite. I'm looking at somebody that's elite. I'm not saying Jimmy's not a great player. He's fringe top 12. Don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is when you say Jimmy, I think you had Jimmy in your top 5. Man, if you was an NBA GM right now, you're not drafting Jimmy Butler at number 5 if you start the franchise. It's not happening. Cut it out, and I'm not gonna believe that.
I'm drafting Jason Tatum before Jimmy Butler if I was a GM, but I still think Jimmy Butler was better.
No,
I think you'll be drafting off of potential. If you building a team, you really drafting off of potential. So you're not gonna grab who the best at that point in time because you're thinking for the future. You go grab who you think got more of a ceiling. I think Jimmy Butler impact can't be measured by stats though, because when he in certain situations, like if you look at his career averages, they kind of flaw on some shit. Because think about how much back and forth he had with Derrick Rose. Well, Derrick Rose the man, but he out. So you got to step up to the plate. Yep. It got to the point where he was stepping up to the plate so many times. Well, we could probably move on from Derrick Rose, even if Derrick Rose don't realize it yet, right? So it's like when he put in the situation, he'll get a team what they need. He not trying to stay in there to in-play stats. How many boys in-play stats? Jimmy Butler gonna give you what you need. He ain't gonna give you no more than what you need. He ain't gonna play outside himself. So I think he won a few players where I'd be like his stats don't really show what he actually does for that team.
No, I would say his stats don't lie. Like I don't think they skewed anyway. I think what he is what he is. And that's not a knock. We pulling back onions on saying, we debating on if this man, in my opinion, between 9 and 12. I don't think you can go wrong anywhere. He's not in my top 10 because I don't believe Jim. He fits that culture. You can't drop Jimmy. Anybody that's in my top 10, I think you can drop them somewhere, and I think they can change the landscape of a team. I don't think you can drop Jimmy anywhere. He fit that Heat culture, and based on how Eric Spoelstra wants to coach, and to Kobe's point, man, look, I'm gonna give you what you need that night. If it's that night you need me to come in there and play, make, and get everybody else involved, I'm gonna do that. But if I gotta take over in the fourth, I'm gonna do that. These guys I got in my top, look, dog, we need you to go in and drop 35.
So you think Steph not if he's not in that coach?
Do you agree? Do you agree that every team Jimmy Butler played on, has he elevated that team?
So I said again, you was breaking up. Repeat that. You was breaking up.
Do you believe every team Jimmy Butler played on? Do you think he elevated that team?
Yeah, I believe he elevated Minnesota for sure. I believe he could have elevated Philly more, but I don't think Philly used him the right way because they had a lot of. I think it's the organizational structure in Philly. I don't think it was anything with Jimmy. I think if you had better coaching and you had better front office executives, Philly really could have did a lot more. It wouldn't have came down to a Kawhi Leonard jumper right then and there because they really could have blew them people out. But anyway, I would say Jimmy Butler elevated Minnesota. The jury's out for Philadelphia because I don't think he was used the right way.
I think he elevated all the teams, including Chicago when Rose was going through his injury situation. I just think that's what he does, man. You saying that he fit the Heat structure. As far as I'm concerned, he fit everybody's structure he's been on. You can't say the same thing for Steph Curry. I don't think you can say the same thing for Steph Curry. I don't think you can say the same thing for Anthony Davis, to be honest. Matter of fact, I think if you switch Jimmy Butler and Anthony Davis, the Lakers might end up sweeping the Heat. That's my personal opinion. Especially the fact when Dragic was injured, Jimmy Butler even stepped his game up even more to even steal a game from the Lakers. I just think
I wouldn't say that because it's hard to say taking a big man, which is Anthony Davis, and a wing, and swapping them and saying what you can do, because they serve two different purposes. So I mean, I can say, yeah, I agree with you, but I don't think that's necessarily making a great point, because Jimmy and Anthony don't do the same thing. So it's kind of different. Now, if it was a wing and a wing that we were talking about, I would agree.
But you said it
concede
culture though.
You right on that one. You right on that one. But just like I elevated Anthony Davis, how I think Anthony Davis is going to win MVP this year because he got that chance. The same way I think Jimmy Butler, from getting his team to the finals and from playing the way he played in the finals, is going to elevate him as well. That's why I got him as a top 5 player.
All right, well, cool. He won't make the finals next year, and Jimmy's not a top 10 player. So number 6, I got James Harden at number 6.
Okay.
I mean, you can't deny James Harden, man, everything that he does. I get it. He get there and he lose. That's true. That's neither here or there. But to your point, let's put Jimmy over there. I mean, the West tough. The West tough, man. And then when you're looking at a couple of years ago when the Warriors were doing their thing, that was the team that was putting this man out. So let's not act like this man getting there and just getting dropped off by scrubs. I mean, he was getting dropped off by the eventual champions. That's one thing. So I mean, I'm not a big Harden fan, but I'm not going to discredit what this man does on the basketball court. Number 7, I got Anthony Davis. Y'all already said it, man. We already know Anthony Davis, what he gonna bring to the table. Number 8, I got Luka Doncic, who really could be higher. I think Max mentioned it, man. You got, soon as the boys got Kawhi Leonard, got Paul George, they had Patrick Beverly already. Man, that's the best perimeter defensive team, man, we ever seen. When Dallas going into that series with the Clippers, man, Luka gonna struggle, man, because they got so many people they can throw at this man. Cooked all of them. Family reunion, trail ride, cooked all of them consistently and efficiently. Cooked them boys, man. Listen, I'm off of it. And he ain't fast either. I know Kobe mentioned the Anthony Davis stuff with the speed. Anthony Davis probably faster than Luka, and he cooking them boys out there. But then I got Dame at 9, and I got Jokic at 10. Man, I like Jokic. I love Jokic's game. It's crazy, man. Like the little herky jerk movements and all that stuff, man. But he got the passing ability of like a doggone Arvydas Sabonis. I don't know if y'all remember that name or not, but then he got but then post moves. He got the midi. He can step out and hit the 3 ball. I mean, the man nice. Say what y'all want, the man nice, you know. So I got Jokic at 10, man. That's my top 10.
Oh yeah. We heard from everybody already, huh? We heard from you yet, Max?
Yeah. Y'all heard from me. I had went on that little rant about my number 10, you know. So yeah, that's everything with me. As I say, LeBron, and I'll just end it with this, and we can go wherever y'all want to take it or end it. But I'll say this: LeBron, the best player today, still. You know, after all of that Wash King talk, all of that narrative, that little nonsense there, but that man, the best in the league. Like with Cloud taking that fall to the Nuggets, with Freak letting people D him up like that and kick him out, and not even at least 10 with LeBron and try to take LeBron out and dethrone him. No, sir. LeBron James is the best player in the league. And I'm waiting on the dip. It's about that time. I'm really waiting on it, and I'm going to be sad to see it, but I'm waiting on that dip. You know, I'm waiting on it. But as of right now, as of today, we got number 4, boss.
All right. I'm going to just go ahead and take that as your final take. I'm going to go ahead and give my final take. As much as I want my dog Melo to win a championship ring, go to LA or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I would much rather my dog stay in Portland because he made a home there. He fit well. I would love to see him get in the top 10 in scoring. A hell of a career. Shout out to Melo. I'm just hoping Blazers could get better from last year. What you got, Will, for your final take?
Man, look, for my final take, man, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. Man, we got the number 6 pick in the draft. Clint Capella coming back off injury. John Collins, I hope he's not on the PEDs this year. We need Cam Reddish to take a step forward. You know what I mean? I hope DeAndre Hunter been in the lab. Kevin Huerter need to come out shooting 40% next year, and we know Trey coming out 30 and 10 next year. Listen, Atlanta Hawks will be the number 7 seed in the Eastern Conference next year. The Atlanta Hawks, man.
For sure. Kobe, what you got for your final take?
Just real quick, what you said about Melo, I just think it's like, man, I'm one of the people I don't think a championship made me have to appreciate you. I appreciate Melo for being a great player. So championship or not, one of the favorite players I ever seen. He one of the first people I ever seen like in live, and I was in awe when I seen like how this man moved around that mid range and all that. So it's like I don't care if he won a ring or not. Like I don't respect him no less. Like I love Melo, you know what I'm saying? But as far as my final take, all I'm gonna say is all this talk about who the greatest and all that. I can't evaluate you till your career over, honestly. And so it's like I might not be the biggest Bron fan, but I ain't never seen that kind of longevity at that kind of peak. Like for somebody to be playing that long and to still be, even just physically, I could appreciate that. So I'm not too much of a hater to appreciate it. So it's like I'm gonna just keep saying where it going, and then when everything's said and done, how it look.
That's real.
So that means y'all boys need to have me on the show again. My probably will carry on.
Oh no, you got. I said that's real. That's real. Now do your thing, man. You the most electrifying man. We try and get the ratings up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate that, fellas. I really do, man. It was fun. Like I say, I just like talking basketball. This was the special basketball edition, you know, and I really appreciate y'all letting me, let me talk my talk, So I appreciate that more than anything, fellas. And what y'all doing, bringing that brotherhood together, and our sisters in there, bringing everybody together, it's amazing. I promise you, it's amazing. We need it at times like this, I play a lot, clown a lot, but at the end of the day, man, it's all love and forever gonna be love, for real.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Hey, if you're into football, me and Will probably get you on our brother podcast, hanging with July and Wilk, man. Talk some football with you, man.
No doubt, fellas. It's all love. Thank y'all once again, man. And to everybody in the sports debate, y'all support these boys, man. What they doing is amazing. You don't appreciate stuff until it's gone. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
For sure.
Shout out to the
Oh yeah, well I'm.
Hey, I just want. Hey, I ain't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it. We're gonna shout out to the trolls who don't have good takes, so they gotta put a
Shout out to Petty and Caleb, man.
Shout out to them boy. They gotta put a band-aid on their takes by trolling, man.
Man,
Step in the ring. Hey, step in the ring. Step in the ring.
Hey, Will, and tell him, Will, cause like Matt just seen he get intense, bro. We get real, bro.
I'm telling you, it get real. See, y'all that stat pad don't work face to face. So say
it don't work face to face, dog.
I'm the most electrified man in sports debate. I came on the show, I got slayed, I got critiqued, I got insight.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. It was nice chatting with y'all. Mike, he probably put out the video probably Sunday or Monday, something like that. I'm gonna holler at him, see we're gonna do it, and we're gonna make sure to tag everybody that was on the show. Y'all can have first shot at watching the video.
For sure.
All right, man. Y'all have a blessed one.
All
fellas.
All right, fellas.